Hey, welcome to Joe's Journal. I'm here in my library today, and a number of you have asked me if I would put together a list of my top 10 books from the thousands of books that I have here in my home. And so I decided to put together what I would call as Joe's Top 10. And starting with number 10, it's Release Your Brakes by James Newman. And James Newman taught me my first lesson in personal development, and this is where I learned how to write affirmations and learned how to write goals and learned all about dissonance. Dissonance is that tension that you feel when you're really clear on what you want, then you look at your current reality and you get really uncomfortable and you start to make some changes. And it's profound. Release your brakes. For many years I ran my life with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brakes, and you know what happens to your engine when you do that. You burn out. And when he said release your brakes, boom, it gave me freedom to really accelerate in the direction of the highest version of myself. James Newman, Release Your Brakes, number 10. Number 9 is Leo Pastari's book called Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Am I the Most Valuable of Them All? And if you go over to Joe's Journal, you can find an audio interview that I did with Leo that goes through the 7 questions that he teaches so elegantly in this book. And if you're learning the By Referral Only consultation, it would really pay for you to read this book a couple of times and learn how to answer the 7 questions that Leo presents inside his magnificent book, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Am I the Most Valuable of Them All? And then number 8 is From Good to Great. And this was written by Jim Collins. And what a groundbreaking piece of work. Collins really went in and he found out that the most successful companies were not led by charisma. They were led by systems and structure and focus and clarity. And I was so grateful when I read this book to know that, you know, I really don't have to run my company. What I can do is have really skilled business people running it as opposed to charismatic entrepreneur that I am. And when I read that, I thought, boy, I can build a great business if I don't build it. And it's been a wonderful breakthrough thinking for me, and I have everyone on our team read it, and I would recommend that anyone who's going to build a business beyond themselves read From Good to Great. And then number 7 is The Ultimate Question. And this is a rather new book. It just came out this year. Fred Reichelt wrote it, and it's all about how to quantify how well you're doing in business based on how many people are being referred to you. Amazing. And I thought, this fits perfectly into the By Referral Only culture. And then the more I studied it, the more I understood what it actually takes to have more promoters than detractors from your business. And he studies all of the companies around the country that have the highest rate of referral or the highest rate of promotion. And guess what company is number 1? That's right, Harley Davidson has more promoters, more advocates for their product than any other product versus detractors, people saying negative or condescending things about the product. So I've learned how to bring that into my culture by referral only, and I'll be teaching you more of this at the main events. And then number 6 is influence. If I had Dean Jackson here with me today, Dean would say this is on his top 5 list. And Robert Cialdini wrote this book, and it is clearly the best techniques, methods for influencing people in the direction of your desire. And he teaches incredible skills from social proof to commitment and consistency. He teaches reciprocity. And you could see all of these weapons of influence integrated into the entire By Referral Only culture. And it's in its, gosh, probably the 5th or 6th printing right now, and millions of copies of this have been sold. And then number 5 is a book you don't hear me talk about too much, but it's really a foundational book in my life. It's called The Trusted Advisor by Masters, Green, and Kelford. 3 guys got together and really did an extensive study on what does it take to build trust so people will receive your advice. And this book has just had a profound impact on my thinking. It gave me that original thought about how to make that shift from being a typical salesperson to a very skilled consultant. And if you really want to dig in and really find out what does it take to be a trusted advisor, read Masters' book, The Trusted Advisor. Number 4, what is called Loving What Is by Byron Katie. I love this book. I love Byron Katie. I've spent many hours in seminars with Byron Katie all over North America, learning her 4-step formula. And the formula is judge your neighbor, write it down, ask 4 questions, and turn it around. And it's like installing software in your mind that whenever you have a resentment or a negative feeling about anybody or anything or yourself, get it on paper, ask 4 questions, and turn it around and experience instant freedom. And Katie, Byron has given me enormous joy just with that simple little formula. What a gift. Loving What Is by Byron Katie. And then number 3, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. And Michael is the one who taught me that the system is the solution, not me. And I got this book in 1987 from Michael Gerber, and it was really incredible. He had just published the book, and I met him at a convention, and he came up and handed me a signed copy, and he said, "I think this will change your life." And he was right. And I just did a video blog, a nice 12-minute video blog showing you exactly how to take the principles in E-Myth and apply them to your business, specifically a by referral only business. And you can find that over at My By Referral Only, and you can watch that at your leisure. So that's the E-Myth. I highly recommend you get this on yourself. That's number 3. Number 2 book is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. I just love this book because as an artist, and you too are an artist, we have art to create. We have writing to do, we have presenting to do, we have prospecting to do, we have consulting to do, we have overseeing the transactions to do. That's all of our art. And when we go out to perform our art, what we meet is resistance. And what Steven Pressfield has taught me how to do is overcome that resistance. And I am so grateful that I've been able to have the breakthroughs from the blocks, that I have won the creative inner battle. And I know you can win it too. And all you have to do is read the book, The War of Art, assimilate the ideas, and just enjoy the fruits of winning your war that you have with your art. And number 1, the number 1 book on my top 10 list, and the one that I'd highly recommend that you all read, is called Think and Grow Rich. And this book sits next to my bedstand, and I picked up the copy of this book way back in 1980. And boy, I look back in 1980, what I was thinking back then. I've got all my notes inside the book. It's been rainbowed out a couple of times. I read this every year and continually write my goals and aspirations inside the book. And it's so exciting to look back and see how far I've come using Napoleon Hill's principles. There's 14 of them inside the book, and you could take one a month and integrate it into your life, and then start over the new year and just keep on integrating these principles in your life, and you will become very, very, very abundant. So those are my top 10 books from Joe's library. So thank you for joining me, and please don't keep me a secret. Pass this video on to the friends and family and neighbors and other people in your office that you think they would get value from finding out what top 10 books Joe is reading over at Joe's Journal. Thanks.